Yes, our session was really exciting. It was good. The people, everyone pretty much spoke to the end of conventional agriculture and how the aesthetic of monoculture seems to be just dying. But people like the ones that spoke in our group are helping move it along by engaging community, engaging, political people as much as that's possible, engaging corporations and different people that are interested in helping the pollinator system survive. I don't think that there are very many on the planet right now that are not concerned about the lack of pollinators in our skies and the lack of birds that need them that eat them. So our group was it was combined. It was so I'll just start with the first one was Monica Barlow of Wales, and she has started basically a pollinator corridor that extends. I'm not going to say how far it is. I don't remember, but she has been working for a while on her project and has expanded it over the last several years, and it's quite glorious. Taken areas that had nothing before or were hedgerowed. The hedgerows in the UK, evidently they mow them down to a nub so that they cut off all the flowers and all the opportunity for food and the opportunity for nesting. So what she's done is created a mission to make sure that stops happening, and has been successful to enlarge swaths of the countryside. And then Jaap Molenaar spoke about the same thing here in Holland, but he's more interested in policy and getting people involved in large numbers, creating an awareness of the need for this type of thing right now at this critical juncture in our crisis. Really is what it is. And then Deborah Post, also of the Netherlands, spoke about her initiative of the Honey Highway here, and she's working primarily on wildflower seeding of dikes and boulevards, and has accomplished a great deal just in a few years. So that was really exciting to listen to her. And then Shirley Vaughn of San Francisco also spoke about, wilding or creating food for all pollinators in basically a desert of a big city that has very limited opportunity for food, but has been quietly for 30 years working with a corporation and just greening with organic and native pollinator food for a long time. And I know I'm from San Francisco too, and there's a lot of butterflies and bumbles in the city, in the downtown city, because of people like Shirley. And then we finished up with Matthias, I'm not going to pronounce his last name. And he has been doing the same thing in Germany for the, Matthias, say it again, the name of your, the Flowering Landscape Network. And what was the amount of land this year? How much did you do?
1 million square meters or 100 plant white
Rock star.
Can you say that further?
Oh, sorry. It was a lot, over 1 million
Square meters.
Over 1 million square meters.
Square meters, yeah. So yeah, he's amazing too. And and one of the things that he said that caught me was the way that the nature of bees informs how we can also be as generous and creative in doing these landscapes and changing our agricultural practices to include others, to include pollinators, to include those things that we typically just call pests, and which we know are one of the most important life systems of the planet, and that creating food, diverse food and habitat by letting go and educating people about pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, that there's no need for these systemic products, that they don't work, there's no life, there's no future to them, and that equals unsustainability. So that was the way our session went. And again, it just seems like the aesthetic of monoculture has run its course. It's not working anymore. And it's changing almost by osmosis. People know that if they don't do something to stop this chemical dependence that we have, and especially in the US, I know it's a little bit better here than where we are. We are awash in a tsunami of chemicals in all of our food. And if it's killing us, if it's killing the bees and the pollinators, it's definitely killing Americans. So, on that happy note, sorry. My brain's, I shouldn't have ended on that. Sorry. But the happy note is individually, there is so much that people can do to make their neighborhood, whatever it is, your 3 square miles, or what's that translate into kilometers, like 5 square kilometers, a bee's range. If you just take your territory and fix it where your apiary is, just get everything planted as much as you can, knock on doors, be annoying. Maybe then we'll all meet up in the middle, right?